Hello, I'm John Richards from Paladin Cloud, and today we're talking about the Center for Internet Security's Google Cloud Platform Foundations Benchmark. We're looking at recommendation 1.4. Ensure that there are only GCP-Managed service account keys for each service account. This recommendation covers GCP's service accounts. The CIS description is user-managed service accounts should not have user-managed keys. Okay, but what's the problem with user-managed keys? Anyone who has access to the keys will be able to access resources through the service account. GCP-managed keys are used by cloud platform services such as App Engine and Compute Engine, and these keys cannot be downloaded. Google will keep the keys and automatically rotate them on an approximately weekly basis. User-managed keys are created, downloadable, and managed by users. They expire 10 years from creation. For user-managed keys, the user has to take ownership of key management activities, which include key storage, distribution, revocation, rotation, recovery, and protecting the keys from unauthorized users. Even with key owner precautions, keys can be easily leaked by common development malpractices like checking keys into the source code or leaving them in the downloads directory, or accidentally leaving them on support blogs or channels. It's recommended to prevent user-managed service account keys. The danger with user-managed keys is the users. It's too easy to leak or not maintain them properly, so the CIS recommendation is to do away with them. I'll blur them out when showing the auditing process, but if I didn't, that would be a user-managed key leak. And we have a policy within Paladin Cloud called Ensure that there are only GCP-Managed service account keys for each service account. Paladin Cloud is an open-source, security-as-code policy engine that monitors your cloud environments for misconfigurations. Ensure that there are only GCP-Managed service account keys for each service account is a security policy that checks GCP service accounts to be sure that users are not allowed to create keys. Since user keys don't immediately cause a vulnerability, but could do so down the line from misuse, we consider this a medium severity security violation. Now that we understand the risk, how can we audit this? Let's look at a few ways. First, we're going to do it via the GCP console. We're going to go to the service account section under IAM. To audit this recommendation, we'll look to see if there are any keys listed. I blurred them out, but here are a couple showing this service account is in violation of the CIS recommendation. Now, let's check for that status via the command line. Google offers a cloud shell for running CLI commands right from the browser. We'll first get a list of all of our service accounts. Then we can paste the associated email values into a command to list any keys for a specific service account. If it says 0, you're golden. If a key is returned, then we need to look at remediation. To fix this, we go back to the storage account and delete the user-managed keys. It's also possible to create an organizational policy to disable service account key creation if you never want to use them. I'll include a link in the notes below on how to do that. If you use infrastructure as code, like Terraform, you may need to update the underlying code so the problem isn't replicated on future deployments. One way to avoid misconfigurations is to use a continuous monitoring platform like Paladin Cloud to automate detection. Paladin Cloud runs policies across assets, and those assets can be scoped by custom asset groups based on things like projects or cloud providers. I'll scope this session to just assets on GCP. The Paladin Cloud dashboard shows us metrics on policy violation, severity, category, and quantity. Now, earlier we learned that ensure that there are only GCP-managed service account keys for each service account is classified as a medium severity violation. So we'll find any of those violations listed here. Here we see the status of this violation. The violation details include a link to the policy with remediation details and a link to the details on the service account asset that is violating the policy. If this interests you, please check out the free open source repository for Paladin Cloud on GitHub and give us a star. Also, let us know if you have any questions or feedback. Thank you so much for watching.